Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Toshi coin. I haven't covered this coin in a while, and I thought, hey, why not talk about it? Especially that, things are starting to reverse with, the markets and everything. And you know what? Toshi has seen a decent recovery over the last few days. We're roughly at I just say 100 million market cap, and we rose a good amount, roughly 70%, ever since early to mid April. So decent recovery, right? We can see the chart is kind of messy from last time. Practically, when we were all the way up down here, somewhere at the end of January, I did say I probably expect this coin to come back to roughly 150 million market cap to the 125 million zone. So that would have been a fantastic buying opportunity. And you can see if you did buy in the purple box, it's not the literal most premium price, but you would have been getting nice solid discounts. And even if you bought at the top of the purple box, you would have been up 8%. Obviously, buying lower the better. But like I said, I haven't seen or updated this coin in some time. So, if you did take that advice, if you remembered it, decent profits right now. But look, we will update everything. We will remark everything. And we will just talk about this coin's future. Now, Toshi is one of the top, based coins. Now, overall, base chain, it's like a dark horse, right? It might just be decent. You might see decent gains, or, right, there's also that upside of things really pumping and base being meta at one point. Even if base was only in the spotlight for 1 week during altcoin season or near altcoin season, that means instead of, let's say, hypothetically, you making 20x gains, you could actually make up to maybe 40x gains, because that's what happens when things are meta, when things are mainstream, and things are in the spotlight for the crypto market. Now, one of the concerning things for Toshi that I am not a fan of, and you guys know I will not, ever, just fluff up a coin for no reason, is the volume, right? 11 million volume for 170 million market cap is pretty diabolical in my opinion. But you know what? Um, I've seen coins with roughly the same type of ratio for volume, and they have done decent, right? They have done decent at the bare minimum. Now, the upside is that we are sitting roughly at 170 million. We are one of those coins that actually have recovered, a good amount, 70% from, the bottoms, even higher at one point, double the amount in market cap. So, clearly, even though volume's not the greatest, there's enough volume and good price action to continue for the coin to go up. Now, I will say is that we also are not listed on a couple of big exchanges, right? So we can see right away Coinbase is here, but we're not listed on Binance. And I believe, there's still some decent ones. I still don't see something like crypto.com off the top of my head, and a few other ones. So, there are multiple exchanges to potentially be getting listed on, which is what we like to see, because it will bring volume, it will bring users, and, like I said, that is one of the ways to gain a high probability of success. You don't technically need it, but it always does help. So, there is that upside. The upside is, like I said, low volume and everything, but like I said, we recovered double during, pretty much the bottom of, the mid-April, right? Because roughly Bitcoin was also near the bottoms. And like I said, we already doubled. So look, what is next for this coin? Well, ladies and gentlemen, right, if we go and look, I do believe Toshi has bottomed out. I do not expect pumps to go lower, right? If we go, we pretty much tapped into this monthly order block, which is what we like to see. I mean, we literally kind of just tapped right here near the top. So that's actually fantastic. Prime buying opportunity if you did notice that. But now the question is, okay, well, I missed the train. Am I too late? The answer is no. Number one, you can just get in right now. Number two is you can wait for a little bit of a pullback. Now, I don't believe you'll be getting premium, ultimate sniper prices, but, buying at, let's say, 150 million market cap is still very, very good, ladies and gentlemen, right? You have to remember this coin should, at the bare minimum, if it was complete trash and a failure, go roughly to, either double tops or, create a higher low. So even if you hypothetically got in right now and this coin completely flopped, I could still see this coin pumping, 4.5 times your money, right? From whatever you put in. So, maybe even more, maybe 5 times your money. So this coin is, in my opinion, worth the risk, right? Like I said, the base chain is a dark horse, and Toshi is already one of the top meme coins. In terms of market cap, Brett is higher, but you gotta remember sometimes, if you get the second or third best coin in terms of market cap, you could get a better ratio in terms of gains, right? So, I do personally expect Bitcoin to kind of drop down to 90 to 89K even at one point, which would mean Toshi could see a retracement possibly down to 140 to 150 million market cap. If we change it to price, because I know some of you guys like the price, I would be looking at roughly, if we go to the daily, roughly 0.00032 or 0.00035, right? That is where I would be looking at, right? For the best possible discounts. I do not believe we will be going lower. We could see that we have kind of created a reverse head and shoulders. And as previously stated, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a monthly order block, right? We did tap into a monthly order block. So I do not expect this coin to continue going down, especially that the overall trend for Bitcoin and everything else is going up. So, like I said, expect a little bit of a pullback. After that, right? After that, we have to see this coin does have unique price action, in my opinion, right? So we will probably not stop out, but we probably will bounce off of this zone here. Once we break from this zone, though, the thing is, there's a decent amount of imbalance, right? Once we break from the 0.00049 zone, we kind of should go quickly up to 0.0007 zone. All right, somewhere, oops, not text, this rectangle box, somewhere over here, in my personal opinion. If we go to something like the weekly, yep, there, we could go into this candle right here. Very unique structure. We usually don't see this. And after that, we should be looking to go up higher, up to 0.001, right? So those are like probably the main areas where you will see a little bit of a pullback, right? If we pull back, let's just say over the next couple of days, probably go up to here, bounce off, push up, bounce off, something like this. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be literally like this and it's going to be as smooth. It could be even faster. When we saw, Turbo, if you haven't paid attention to something, Turbo just pumped up super, super heavy and kind of just went past a few zones and said, all right, we did it. We're chilling. And then, something like Turbo is probably going to have a pullback now. So, like I said, this is overall the blueprint, but sometimes things can pump a little bit harder. I think this coin is worth the risk. Do I think it's, a number one or number two choice in my opinion? No. Do I think it is overall a good coin? Yes. Do I think it is especially worth the risk if you think base will be met at one point and will pump hard? Yes. So that is it. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.